We are Elisa and Jason from EECC Travels, and we are back with another cruise tips video. So many of you have asked for tips about budgeting for a cruise or getting the best deal on a cruise. So from personal experience and research, we have put these tips together for you.
That's right.
So we're gonna break this down into a couple of different parts, but let's get started with how to get the best bang for your buck on a cruise. Okay, so tip number one, cruise when kids are in school. Sorry parents, we're parents, but when kids are out of school, you're gonna pay more for your cruise. That's just how it is. The cruise lines know that families like to cruise, and so they charge more during the summer, during Thanksgiving break, and during Christmas break.
That's right.
So that's why you haven't seen us cruise during the summer. The one workaround that we have found is spring break. We do cruise every spring break with the kids and they don't miss school. The reason that's a workaround is because not everyone's spring break is the same. So Thanksgiving week is the same for everybody. Christmas and New Year's are the same for everybody. But spring breaks start usually in March and go all the way through the end of April. So you've got 2-month variation there.
Yeah.
So if you're looking to cruise with your kids and get a good deal, spring break's a good option.
And being able to take them out of school. And you know what? That's a fun time to cruise.
It really is.
It's very active, and there's a lot of kids, but it's spring break, we find it's a lot of fun.
It is. Now on the flip side of that, if you don't have kids and you don't want to be around kids, don't
go on spring break. But if you're all about it, man, it's a fun time to be there.
It absolutely is. I know the last few years we've cruised on spring break, probably 50% of the ship is kids.
Yeah, I've heard my nieces and nephews say that they've been on cruises not on spring break, and they were like, it was boring.
Yeah, they did say that.
They really enjoyed the activity and the fun of spring break. So, cruising on spring break.
It's a fun time to go with your kids.
Okay, number 2, cruise during the off-season, as rates tend to be lower and possible perks higher during these times.
Okay, so off-season for the Caribbean would be hurricane season.
That's right.
The peak of hurricane season is September and October. So even though the hurricane season runs through the summer, you're still going to have those higher rates because it's summer, kids are out of school.
Yeah.
But September and October, you can usually find some pretty good deals in the Caribbean because a lot of people are scared to cruise during that time. And if you do, definitely buy the travel insurance. Also, if you're looking at Alaska, which we're starting to research Alaska for next year, May and September are the off season for Alaska because it's colder then. So June, July, August, it's a little bit warmer. Kids are out of school. You're going to pay more during those months, but May and September, if you want a good deal on an Alaskan cruise, that's the time to go. So every area has its on and off season.
That's right. All right, number 3.
All right, tip number 3. Book early and book on an early saver. I know Carnival calls it early saver, but every cruise line has that type of program where if you book early, you can get a fluctuating rate. Meaning, if you pay attention and you watch the rates and you call the cruise line and say, hey, I think my cruise went down, they can give you the lower price. We have definitely done this. We've saved money at least twice, I think maybe 3 different times on cruises where I'm very conscious of this. I watched the price. I found a lower price. I called in, and you have to call in. There's no way to do this online. And got the lower price difference, or if it's after final payment, sometimes they'll give you an onboard credit.
All right, number 4, set up price alerts on cruiseline.com. You can get email updates for a specific cruise and cabin type.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
So how you do this is you go to the cruiseline.com website, and up at the top it says search for cruises. So you put in the parameters and you find your cruise, and then over to the side it's going to have a little button that says price alert. Click that. You'll have to put in your email or set up a login for cruiseline.com, and they will send you
price alert,
emails.
price alert, price alert.
Yep. So yeah, this definitely works wonders. We have done this before. We have saved money before. I'll get the alerts. If it says a 1% difference or a 2% difference, I really wouldn't bother with that. But if you get a 5% or more, call in and see if you can get an adjustment on your cruise. Okay, and the last in this category is to either book your cruise or recheck the price of your cruise during wave season. Now, what is wave season? Wave season is the Black Friday of the cruise industry. It starts in January after Christmas and it runs through March. That's the best time of year. Oh, Jason didn't even know about this one. Travel agent
Wave season, huh?
Yep, wave season.
Huh.
So,
pretty cool.
That is the time of year because a lot of people
makes sense.
Yeah, a lot of people cruise during the Christmas season. We're getting into the first quarter of the year. The cruise lines want to get cruises on the books, and that's a lot of times when you can get the best deal on a cruise for the upcoming year. Not necessarily the next year, but if say you want to travel in the fall or the spring of that year, really good time to book a cruise.
Somebody asked me the other day what I wanted for Christmas. You know what I said? A size 7-day cruise. Oh yeah.
Oh, I like that too.
I wear a size 7-day Caribbean cruise. If anybody wants to get me a Christmas present, that's what I want. Is that what you want?
That's what I want too.
Make
Absolutely.
it 2. Make it 2.
Yeah, cabin,
Right.
cabin for 2.
All right. So the next category is how to find great deals. And Elisa's going to start off with tip number 1.
Okay, tip number 1 is to join the cruise line's email list. So I get direct emails from all of them. I get, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, Norwegian, Princess, Disney Cruise Line. I have signed up for everyone's email list, and they do a really good job of sending out promos. So like for instance, I got an email today from Princess that they're running a freebie sale. So you can, book a cruise on Princess and you can get 3 perks. So you can get prepaid gratuities and onboard credit, and I forgot what the third one was, but I'm saying I would not have
Too many to list.
I wouldn't have known about that if I wasn't getting Princess Cruise emails. Have I cruised with Princess yet? No, but I'm still getting their emails.
Getting at the information.
That's right.
Absolutely.
And one day I might get that right email and I'm looking for a cruise and Princess hits me with the right deal, and there you go.
All right, tip number 2. Join a loyalty program even if you haven't cruised before. Lisa, for those of these people out here that don't know what a loyalty program is, why don't you tell them?
If cruise lines allow you to join their loyalty program before you've cruised, Jason, show it.
It's not a big deal. It's really not. It's not a big deal.
Also, if a cruise line lets you sign up for their loyalty program before you've cruised, do it. Stop. Carnival does this. You can go on their website and sign up for a VIFP number before you've ever cruised with them. And I have actually talked to Carnival employees that have said every now and then those blue VIFP numbers that have never cruised get promos. It's crazy. Their promo system is completely at random. So just a tip, if you have not cruised with Carnival yet, sign up. Now, not all cruise lines allow this. Usually you have to cruise with them and then they assign your loyalty number. But that is a good tip.
Folks, I'm learning right along with you. All right, tip number 3.
Okay, so next thing I have is to sign up for emails from these big cruise. They're technically travel agents, but they're really like a big box booking system. So there's CrewCon, there's iCruise, there's Cruises.com.
Cruise Critic.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them out there. Yeah. Sign up for their email newsletter, because what they do is they go out and they find all these great deals and put them in a newsletter. Now, of course, they want you to book through them, but you don't have to now. And some of their perks that they advertise, you're only going to get those perks if you book through them, but the cruise rate will be the same whether you book through them, you book through your own travel agent, or you book direct. So I love getting these. I find some amazing deals. I know I love looking at the transatlantic cruises because I always want to do one of those, and I know we can't right now, but I love looking at the prices. And you'll get those alerts, and you'll find transatlantic cruises for like $600 and $700. It's crazy. So that's a really good tip to find deals that you wouldn't normally find.
All right, tip number 4, check last minute cruise deals. If you live in driving distance to a port and can take off at any time, that's a good time to check last minute deals on cruises, because a lot of times you can get the best deal at the last minute.
You really can. Now, and I'm talking, when I say last minute, I mean week of.
Yeah. Things happen. Things fall through, you know, and they need to fill that ship.
Yeah, that's
right. So
right.
they'll sell rooms.
Yeah, they want to sell at capacity. So
yeah.
they would rather sell those rooms at a discounted rate than lose out and have empty cabins. Mm-hmm. Now, there's no guarantee to this. There's no rhyme or reason to this.
And there may not be any last minute availability.
There may not
but
be.
There may be. So just always check, you know, if you're looking for a good deal and you got the time to be able to do that, why not? You know, it could pay off for you.
I'm a major research person, so I just randomly get on there and look. Sometimes week before last, I was looking at last minute cruises, and I think it was on a Thursday, and we could have gotten on the Horizon, which is out of Miami, so it's not in driving distance, not happening, but we could have gotten on a 6-day
It's
cruise.
in driving distance, but just a long driving distance.
But we could have gotten on the Horizon, which is Carnival's brand new ship, on a 6-day cruise to Jamaica, Grand Cayman, and Cozumel for $409 a person in a spa cabin. Now, it was a spa interior, but it was a spa cabin. So that means guests 1 and 2 get a spa package. That's the kind of deals I'm talking about. Now, we don't live in Florida. That wouldn't have been feasible for us to jump on that ship.
But for those of you who do and can, could have.
Yeah, these things really do happen.
All right, tip number 5.
Okay, last tip I have in this category is to work with a travel agent. Travel agencies get special perks given to them that they can give to their clients. Like, for instance, yes, I'm a travel agent. I'm not saying you have to use me. I'm saying work with any travel agent. Yep. But I get emails from our company, and they say, okay, these are our cruise specials of the week. And they'll say Royal Caribbean is giving us extra onboard credit for anybody you book in these particular cruises, or Norwegian's giving an extra bonus if you book these particular cruises. Mm-hmm. So if you're looking at booking, on a particular ship, but your dates don't really matter, your travel agent may be able to get you in one of these special sailings that have an extra credit on them. In our Facebook group, it's EECC Travels Community. Whenever I find out about these deals, I'll post them in there. So I'll say, if you're interested, in traveling on such and such and such, we've got a good deal. So your travel agents can find extra special deals like that.
I know a really good travel agent. I have one. She's my personal travel agent, and I'm here to tell you, I highly recommend this gal because
you some good deals on
she's got me some pretty darn good deals. I'm just saying, maybe a little biased, but can you blame me? Anyway, you want a good travel agent? That's your girl right there. Anyway, but you use who you want. Okay, the next category is paying for the cruise, the one category that kind of sucks. Let's be honest. But Lisa's going to have the first tip for us on that one. Okay,
if you can book far enough in advance that you can set up monthly payments, this is a great way to budget for your cruise. So say, you want to go on a cruise and you say, I'm going to cruise a year and a half from now. Then you've got a year and a half to pay for that cruise. So you can take the amount of the cruise, divide it by how many months there is, and you can make monthly payments. So that's a great way to work it into your monthly budget.
Right.
If you're doing this, I recommend looking for a promo with reduced deposits, because a standard deposit is $200 to $250 per person. So if you've got a family of 4, you're forking out $1,000 to reserve a cruise that's a year and a half from now. That's not real budget friendly. But if you can book a cruise for $50 or $75 a person, then you're only having to put out $200 to $300 to get that cruise on the books, and then you can work on paying.
So the main thing is keep an eye on the promos.
Yeah, keep an eye out for those promos, because I'll tell you, as an avid traveler and as a travel agent, I take advantage of those myself. So for instance, Carnival just ran a reduced deposit for $50 a person on their new ship. So it was the Vista, the Horizon, and the Panorama. which they don't normally run $50 deposits on those. So I went ahead and booked us on the Vista and the Panorama while they were running that promo. So now I've got time to work on paying for those cruises.
All right, tip number 2 for paying for the cruise is set up a travel savings account, okay?
Yeah, so you can go to your bank and say you want to set up a savings account, and you earmark that just for your travel. So then that way when you have a little extra money, you can throw it in your travel savings account, or if you want to set up a monthly, transfer into there, and then that way you've got a pot of money sitting there when you get ready to travel.
If you just take that minute to go set up an official account for something like travel, you'll actually you'll be more apt to put money into it.
That's right.
So take the time, go open it up.
Okay, the next step I have is to use any influxes of money for your travel. So for instance, if you get a bonus at work, so some people get a Christmas bonus, some people get profit sharing, things like that. If you get a bonus at work, earmark that for travel. Don't put it into your daily budget, and just earmark that for travel.
Or income taxes.
Or income taxes, yeah.
Any lanyard money you get.
Right, so anything that's outside of your normal monthly budget that is coming into you, just earmark that for travel, put it aside and say, okay, I got X number of dollars, that's paying for my next cruise.
That's right.
So that way it's not coming out of your everyday budget and you've got it there.
Okay, and the last tip for paying for the cruise is to use interest-free credit cards. But don't go into credit card debt, obviously. But, take advantage of those interest-free cards.
Yeah.
We sure do.
I love getting an interest-free credit card that has a good rewards program. So I'll get one of these interest-free credit cards and I'll earmark that for our travel. And then I will charge our travel on there, pay it off, never accrue any interest, but then I earn a couple $100 a year in rewards. So that's a good way to pay for your travel and earn a little something too, and you're not going into debt. I'm not saying if you don't have the money, go get a credit card. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm saying use your resources, and those interest-free credit cards can be a good resource.
Yeah.
Got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right, well, thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe for more cruise tips videos to come. If you would like our list of 101 cruise tips, there will be a link in the description. Just follow that link, enter your email, and it'll be sent right to you. Until next time.
Happy cruising.
Bye.